Behind two soulful pairs of eyes, bandaged little hands, and cherubic faces, learning at a 10-week ultrasound that they're conjoined.
The world is full of extraordinary children, some with stories seeming almost impossible to believe.
Two young sisters and their invention that even NASA will rely on. In their garage 2 years ago, beginning to build their own mini lightweight spacecraft.
From kids with rare conditions that defy all medicine and science, to those with incredible superhuman abilities that push beyond human potential.
He's 7 years old and he can already carry a 90-kilo man.
These remarkable infants have continued to amaze, inspire, and shock the world. What makes these incredible children so unique? And how do they live with mysteries doctors cannot explain? Join us as we explore these kids that broke every law of nature. Number 20. Charlotte Garside. Charlotte Garside's story is nothing short of amazing. She was born with a rare condition called primordial dwarfism, which made her growth very slow and brought a lot of health problems. When she was born, she weighed just 1 pound and 1 ounce. She was so tiny that she could only wear doll clothes. Doctors didn't think she'd grow taller than 2 feet or live longer than 1 year, but Charlotte proved them wrong. Her mom, Emma Garside, said Charlotte was a little fighter who faced everything with courage, even though she had to go through lots of doctor visits, tests, and scans. When Emma found out she was having Charlotte, she already had 3 daughters and didn't expect anything unusual. Because Charlotte was so small, her parents had to carry her around in a beanbag. At one point, she was tiny enough to fit in her mom's pocket. Even though the doctors had doubts, Charlotte kept growing and surprising everyone. By 2012, Charlotte had started primary school, where she showed off her bold and sassy personality. She was curious, smart, and full of determination, which helped her live as normal a life as possible. Now, at 15 years old, Charlotte continues to surprise doctors with how far she's come. She's a happy and thriving teenager. Her mom often shares updates online about how Charlotte is doing and how much joy she brings to their family. Charlotte's story is a powerful example of strength, determination, and the love and support of family. And there's this next kid who's just a genius. She's probably read way more than you ever have. Number 19. Daliyah Marie Arana. Daliyah Marie Arana, a 4-year-old from Gainesville, Georgia, has an incredible love for reading. She has read more than 1,000 books, which is pretty amazing for someone her age. Her passion for books caught the eye of Carla Hayden, the 14th Librarian of Congress, who invited Daliyah to spend a day shadowing her as librarian for the day. It was like a dream come true for Daliyah, who grew up in a family that loves books. Even as a baby, she would listen to her parents and older siblings reading to her every day. By the time she was 1.5 years old, she could already recognize words and wanted to start reading on her own. Daliyah read her first book when she was only 2 years old, just a month before she turned 3. Her mom, Halima Arana, signed her up for a program called 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten after hearing about it at their library. Daliyah not only hit the program's 1,000 book goal, but also set her sights on reading 1,500 books before starting kindergarten. She even has her own library card and dreams of becoming a librarian someday. She loves borrowing books every day and wants to help other kids learn to read when they are little. Even though her reading level hasn't been officially tested, Daliyah is able to read books meant for her 10 and 12-year-old siblings. She has even been filmed on YouTube reading challenging texts like The Pleasure of Books by William L. Phelps. After being a librarian for the day at her local library back in 2017, her mom reached out to Carla Hayden, who invited Daliyah and her family to visit her. Now, Daliyah continues to read as much as she can and inspires other kids with her love for books and learning. Number 18. Veravia, Borun-Goncharova. Veravia has a rare condition called pentalogy of Cantrell, or POC. It is a serious disease that causes several birth defects affecting parts of the body, like the sternum, diaphragm, heart, and abdominal wall. She was born with her heart outside her chest, a severe form of the condition called ectopia cordis. POC is incredibly rare, happening in only 1 or 2 out of every million live births, and it is often deadly without surgery, which makes Versavia's survival truly incredible. When she was born, her heart was very exposed because it wasn't protected by her rib cage or chest wall. This made her extremely vulnerable to injuries, and her parents were always worried about her safety. They looked for medical help and eventually moved to the United States to find better treatment. Before doctors could perform the surgery to fix her condition, they had to deal with other problems like high blood pressure, which is common in people with ectopia cordis. This made her medical care even more urgent and complicated, but her parents never gave up hope. The surgery to move her heart inside her chest was very risky and complicated. Her parents worked hard to make sure she could get the care she needed. They hoped she could someday live a normal life without worrying about her heart being injured. For now, Versavia uses a special chest protector to keep her heart safe and visits the doctor regularly. Even with her condition, she stays strong, happy, and full of energy. Her mom, Dari, also supports research to help prevent this condition in other children and dreams of a future where there might be better treatments available. Number 17. Tessa Evans. Tessa Evans, a little girl from Magera, Northern Ireland, was born with a rare condition called congenital arrhythmia, which means she didn't have a nose. This is an extremely rare condition, with only 47 known cases in the whole world. Not having a nose affected how Tessa looked and made it hard for her to breathe properly or smell anything since a nose is important for both. Her parents, Grana and Nathan, said the pregnancy seemed completely normal, with no signs of anything unusual. So, when they first saw their baby, they were shocked and worried about whether she would be healthy or even survive. Despite everything, Grana always says her daughter is the most beautiful girl and believes her condition doesn't change how amazing she is. The first few weeks of Tessa's life were tough. She spent 5 weeks in intensive care, and when she was only 8 days old, she had surgery to create a second airway using a tracheostomy tube. This helped her breathe, eat, and sleep properly. In 2015, Tessa became the first person in the United Kingdom to get a nasal implant created with 3-dimensional printing technology. The first part of the implant was placed through an incision in her hairline, leaving no scars on her face. As she grows, new prosthetics will be added every 2 years so her nose can grow along with her face. Later, a tattoo artist even added nostrils and shading to make her nose look more natural. Today, Tessa is a happy and confident child who inspires kids everywhere not to give up, no matter what challenges they face. Her story shows that even with a rare condition, she is living her life to the fullest and giving hope to others. Number 16. Giuliano Stroe. Giuliano Stroe, a boy from Icoana, Romania, made history when he set a world record for the fastest 10-meter hand walk while holding a weight ball between his legs. The next year, he broke another record for 90-degree push-ups, completing 20 without letting his feet touch the ground. Now, at 17 years old, Giuliano looks quite different from his days as a record-breaking child. Not long ago, Giuliano posted a photo of himself, holding an old picture of his younger self, flexing his muscles and wearing a big gold medal. People on Facebook admired the post, leaving comments about how far he had come and praising his dedication to fitness over the years. Giuliano and his younger brother Claudio were introduced to bodybuilding by their dad, Lydian, who used to be a boxer. Their dad made sure the boys followed a strict 2-hour workout routine every morning. Even though some people criticized this, Lydian defended his choice, saying that exercise and discipline are good for kids and their natural growth won't be affected. Their mom, Ileana, also said that both boys had a natural talent for bodybuilding. 13 years later, Giuliano and Claudio are still passionate about fitness. They often post workout videos on the internet, showing how much they love staying active. This next kid is deeply passionate about physical fitness and contact sports. In fact, many people often liken him to the greatest martial artist to ever live. Number 15. Ryusei Imai. Born on April 16, 2010, Ryusei Imai is a martial artist, athlete, social media star, and YouTuber from Nara in Japan. He is known worldwide as Mini Bruce Lee or Little Bruce Lee. Ever since he was a young boy, Ryusei has dreamed of becoming a famous martial artist like his idol, Bruce Lee. To help him achieve this, his father trains him every day, focusing on the strategies of Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee's signature martial art style. Ryusei is currently attending high school at a local convent in his hometown. Alongside his studies, he practices martial arts for 4 hours each day. He started training when he was just 5 years old and has spent years perfecting his skills. Ryusei has mastered a variety of techniques, including punches, kicks, and using nunchucks, all with impressive precision. His father shares that Ryusei is incredibly committed to improving his craft. This dedication has allowed him to perform Bruce Lee's famous moves with amazing accuracy. Ryusei even matches his martial arts routines to scenes from Bruce Lee's iconic movies, showing just how much effort and talent he has put into becoming a true martial artist. Number 14. Gabby Gingras. Gabby, a young girl from Big Lake, Minnesota, lives with a rare condition called congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis, or CPA. This disorder means she cannot feel physical pain because the nerves that sense pain don't connect properly to the brain. While she can still feel touch, heat, and movement like most people, she cannot sweat, which makes it hard for her body to stay cool. At first glance, not feeling pain might sound like a superpower, but for Gabby, it is a serious challenge. Since she doesn't feel when she gets hurt, even small injuries can become dangerous. When she was little, she would bite her fingers until they bled. Her parents had to remove some of her teeth to keep her from injuring herself. As soon as Gabby started walking, the risks grew. By her first birthday, she had already been hospitalized multiple times. When she was 2, she broke her jaw but didn't realize it. It wasn't until she got an infection and developed a fever that her parents discovered what had happened. She had to be treated with medicine through an IV for 6 weeks. Her eyes have also been badly affected because Gabby would often poke them with her fingers. This caused her to go blind in her left eye and partially damage her right eye. She now wears a lens to help her see, but her vision is still very poor, around 20/200, which is considered legally blind. Simple things like playing outside or spending time with the family dog can turn dangerous without constant supervision. Gabby's parents, Trish and Steve Gingras, have worked hard to help her navigate life with CPA. They even taught her to say "ouch" whenever she bumps into something, even if she doesn't feel it. Gabby's older sister, Katie, was especially helpful in teaching her this. Despite all the challenges, Gabby's family is committed to keeping her safe and giving her the best life possible. Number 13. Verdant Joshi. Verdant Joshi is a little boy with an unusually large right foot that has left doctors puzzled, as no one seems to know how to treat his condition. His oversized foot measures 11 inches long and weighs 12 pounds, which is about as heavy as a bowling ball or a sack of potatoes. Verdant, who is only 4 years old, lives in Gujarat, a state in western India. Even though he can walk and run just like other kids, he has faced teasing and bullying because of his condition. Doctors have suggested different approaches. Some think his foot should be amputated, while others believe it isn't a serious threat to his health. His father, however, is hoping to find a doctor somewhere in the world who can help without resorting to amputation, as it would leave Verdant disabled for the rest of his life. Verdant explained how his foot makes him feel left out. He said kids often laugh at him because he can't run as fast as they do. Even though he tries to join in, they don't invite him to play games like cricket or football. He dreams of going to school, but teachers have told his father that he isn't allowed to attend. So instead, Verdant spends his days at home in their small 2-room house, playing with his mother, Jaishri, who is 26 years old, and his baby sister, Vrisha, who is 1 year old. Over the past few years, Verdant's parents have visited more than 100 doctors, desperately searching for answers. Unfortunately, no one has been able to figure out a solution to help him, and for now, they are still waiting and hoping for a breakthrough. Number 12. Farouk James. Farouk James, a young boy from London, became well known on Instagram because of his thick, long, and naturally beautiful hair. By the time he was 9, his unique look had caught the eye of many people. However, despite the beauty of his hair, Farouk faced a lot of challenges because of the way he chose to express himself with it. Several schools refused to accept him, saying his hair was a problem. This rejection sparked a larger conversation about beauty standards and discrimination, particularly when it comes to natural hair. The discrimination Farouk experienced wasn't just about how his hair looked. It went deeper and was often tied to racial biases. Many people thought that his hair, being different from the more typical styles, didn't belong in a school setting. This experience inspired both Farouk and his mother, Bonnie, to speak out against such judgments. Together, they became strong advocates for children today who proudly embrace their natural hair. They worked hard to encourage society to accept and celebrate different types of beauty. Similarly, this next incredible child also had to deal with bullying and hurtful comments related to their hair. Number 11. Supatra Sasufan. Supatra Nat. Sasufan, a young girl from Thailand, has a rare condition called hypertrichosis, or Ambrose syndrome, which causes extra hair to grow on her face and body. There are only about 50 recorded cases of this condition since the Middle Ages, making Nat's situation incredibly rare. At first, she was teased at school because of her appearance, but Nat's strong will and bubbly personality helped her win over her classmates, making her one of the most popular kids. Even though she tried laser treatments, her hair kept growing back thicker. In 2011, Nat was honored by Guinness World Records as the world's hairiest teenager, an achievement she took great pride in. Her journey to live like a regular kid and her confidence have inspired everyone around her. Her father, Sam Rueng, often says she works and plays just as hard as anyone else, and that she wants people to know she's just a normal girl. Thanks to her determination and positive attitude, Nat has led a full and happy life. She even found love, got married, and showed that people with conditions like Ambrose syndrome can have meaningful relationships. Now, Nat dreams of becoming a doctor, hoping to help others and make a difference, no matter the challenges she faces. Number 10. Lydian Nadhaswaram. This next kid, Lydian Nadhaswaram, is an incredibly talented musician who has wowed people with his skills from a very young age. Growing up in a musical family, with his father being music director Varshan Satish, Lydian's talent was encouraged early on. He started playing the drums when he was only 2 years old, and by the time he was 8, he taught himself to play the piano, showing just how gifted he was. Lydian's talent quickly gained attention. In 2019, he competed in the international talent show The World's Best and blew everyone away with his piano performances. His amazing skills earned him the top prize of $1 million, proving how rare and special his abilities are. He often played challenging classical music and showcased his talent for improvisation, impressing judges and audiences alike. Even though Lydian is still under 21, he has already achieved more than many musicians twice his age. Not only can he play the piano and drums, but he's also skilled with other instruments, showing just how versatile he is. Lydian has earned recognition not just in India, but also around the world as he continues to amaze people with his music. Number 9. Muhammad Kaleem. Muhammad Kaleem, a young boy from Jharkhand, India, was born with a rare condition called macrodactyly, which caused his hands to grow much larger than usual. This made it hard for him to do everyday things like eating, dressing, and doing simple tasks. His hands were so big that even the most basic actions felt like huge challenges. On top of the physical difficulties, Muhammad also faced rejection from people around him because of the size of his hands. Many people in his community were scared of his appearance, and they treated him badly. They even refused to let him go to school, worried that his hands might frighten other kids. This led to him being isolated and denied the chance to go to school. But things started to change when a doctor decided to step in. After looking at Muhammad's condition closely, the doctor performed a surgery to make his hands smaller. The surgery worked, and Muhammad was able to do daily tasks more easily. This treatment not only improved his life, but also gave him a shot at living like other kids his age. Thanks to the surgery, Muhammad's hands were made smaller, allowing him to do activities he had struggled with before. With the help and care he received, Muhammad got a fresh start and was able to live a life that wasn't defined by the struggles he had faced. Number 8. Isaiah Bird. Isaiah Bird was born without legs, which could have made life much harder for him. But instead of letting his disability hold him back, Isaiah found ways to take on the challenges that came his way. One of his biggest accomplishments was becoming an amazing wrestler. Even without legs, Isaiah competed and won numerous matches, showing just how strong, determined, and resilient he really is. His wrestling success showed that physical limitations don't have to stop someone from excelling in sports. Besides wrestling, Isaiah has also shown in other sports like soccer and swimming. He has proven that his disability doesn't stop him from enjoying a variety of athletic activities. His achievements show just how adaptable and persistent he is as he continues to push through any obstacles in his way. Isaiah's story has inspired countless people worldwide, but there's another amazing boy who possesses powers almost like Magneto from X-Men. Number 7. Bogdan the Magnificent. Bogdan, a boy from Serbia, first caught the world's attention when he was just 7 years old in 2011 for his strange ability to make objects stick to his skin. Everyday items like spoons, forks, and knives seemed to cling to him as if by magic, giving the impression that he had a magnetic power. But in reality, this was all due to the physics of friction. Our skin can stretch and adapt to objects it touches, especially on warm days when it becomes a bit sticky. Bogdan's ability goes beyond just magnetic items. Even non-magnetic things like small plates and glasses stick to his skin, showing that the sticking is because of friction, not magnetism. Many people who have these so-called magnetic powers often have very little body hair, which helps reduce friction, and they also tend to stand up straight to keep things in place. Testing to see if it's real is simple. If you rub a light layer of oil on the skin, it loses its natural stickiness, showing that there's no magnetism at play. Despite some doubt from people, Bogdan's performances still amaze audiences all over the world. As of 2025, Bogdan, now 21 years old, is still a viral sensation, amazing viewers with his strange and cool talent. Number 6. Jackson Coda. Jackson Coda, born to Matthew Coda, a custom home builder, and Lori Coda, a design consultant, showed a special gift for math right from the start. By the time he was just 2 years old, he could read 15-digit numbers, impressing his mom by reading numbers from the thermostat and oven. Jackson was always fascinated by numbers, and his skills became obvious when he scored an amazing 148 on an IQ test. This score placed him at an 11th grade level in all 7 subjects, and it earned him a spot in Mensa. When he was 11, Jackson joined math competitions and finished 7th out of 45,000 students at the MathCon event. Despite having hearing loss in both ears, Jackson's other senses are more developed, especially his sharp eyesight. His main interests are women's studies and mathematics, but he's also into geology and baseball. In his free time, Jackson likes to build Rube Goldberg machines, seeing them as a fun way to show how life works. Even with all his intelligence, Jackson decided to stay in school and enjoy being a kid, starting 6th grade in 2015. Teachers came up with special lessons to keep him challenged. Jackson's story shows his incredible abilities and the support that helps him grow and reach his potential. Number 5. Bella Devyatkina. Our next unbelievable kid is Bella Devyatkina, who has proven to be a young language genius, reaching an amazing goal by mastering 8 different languages by the time she was 8 years old. These languages include Russian, English, Spanish, German, French, Chinese, Arabic, and Italian, making her one of the most impressive young polyglots in the world. Bella's remarkable language skills come from a natural talent and a strong passion for learning languages from an early age. She picked up new words, grammar, and pronunciation quickly, showing an exceptional ability to learn. With the support of her parents and teachers, Bella was able to grow her skills in an environment filled with language learning and exposure to different cultures. This immersion not only helped her communicate in many languages, but also gave her a deeper understanding of people and their cultures. Bella's ability to speak so many languages is an incredible accomplishment for someone so young. It opens up endless opportunities for her in the future, whether in areas like international relations, translation, or global communication. Bella's skills can help her travel, work, and connect with people from all over the world, breaking down language barriers and making her a valuable asset in various cultural and professional settings. Number 4. Fu Wengui. Fu Wengui, also known as Giraffe Boy, was born with a rare condition called congenital scoliosis, which made his neck unusually long. While most people have 7 vertebrae in their neck, Fu has 10, which makes his neck much longer than normal. This unique feature brings a lot of challenges, as the extra length causes him a lot of pain and puts pressure on his body, making it harder for him to move and stand properly. Even though these difficulties were tough, Fu Wengui has shown incredible strength. His appearance led to some teasing, but he faced these challenges with a lot of courage and determination. To help with the pain and make his life easier, Fu decided to have surgery to fix the issue and make his neck more comfortable. The surgery helped him live more comfortably, giving him a better chance to have a normal life. Fu's condition is very rare, and his journey shows how well he adapted to his situation. While his story is inspiring, the next brilliant duo is also changing the way people see women in science with each invention they make. Number 3. Rebecca and Kimberly Yeung. Rebecca and Kimberly Yeung, 2 sisters from Seattle, Washington, became known in the world of science and engineering at a young age. Their love for science inspired them to work on an exciting project that led to creating high-altitude balloons that could reach into the stratosphere. Even though they were just kids, the sisters showed amazing skills and creativity. In 2015, the sisters launched their first balloon, which climbed to an incredible height of 78,000 feet. This success was only the beginning. With their determination and fresh ideas, they launched more balloons, each one reaching even higher altitudes. Their project got a lot of attention from the science community. Their achievements were so impressive that they were invited to the White House to meet President Barack Obama during the 2015 White House Science Fair. This was a great opportunity for them to showcase their work and represent young girls in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. Here's our subscribers' pick for you today. Imagine being so close to someone that you actually share a body. That's exactly what life was like for Chang and Eng Bunker, 2 of the most famous conjoined twins ever. They were born in the year 1811 in Siam, which is now called Thailand. The twins were connected at the chest by a small piece of cartilage. Even though they were physically joined, they lived pretty independent lives. They each got married to 2 sisters, became fathers to 21 kids altogether, and even ran a successful farm in North Carolina. Their lives were full of fascinating moments. For example, if one twin got drunk, the other would also feel tipsy. Can you imagine how many arguments that must have started? Despite their unusual situation, they lived until the age of 63, which was really impressive for conjoined twins in the 1800s. But their story leaves us with so many questions. How did they handle the challenges of being married and raising kids? Did they ever wish they could be alone for a while? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Number 2, Zhao Huikang. Zhao Huikang, also known as Kang Kang, was born with a rare facial condition called transverse facial cleft, which caused noticeable gaps and unique features in his face. His appearance made it seem like he had 2 faces. This condition brought many challenges for Xiao, affecting both how he looked and how he did everyday things. It made it tough for him to interact with others without facing stares or questions. In China, the media started calling him Mask Boy because of how he looked. His mother worried deeply about the struggles he would face as he grew up. The condition caused both emotional pain and physical difficulties for Xiao, and his family struggled with the stigma and loneliness that came from how he looked. Despite these obstacles, Xiao's family didn't give up. They worked hard to find a way to improve his life. Xiao had surgery, a major medical procedure that helped fix his facial features. The surgery was successful and made a big difference, reducing the gaps in his face and allowing Xiao to live more like other children. The improvement brought much-needed relief and hope to his family, who had faced many tough years of uncertainty. Number 1. Yang Jinlong. Yang Jinlong, who was from Fengyang County near Chuzhou City in Anhui Province, China, achieved something truly amazing when he was just 7 years old in 2012. He pulled a Wuling minivan with 8 people inside using only a harness. This incredible feat required strength that is usually seen in much older people, especially bodybuilders. Even though he was small and didn't have the big muscles of adult athletes, young Jinlong's power showed just how special he was and how hard he had worked to get there. Yang Jinlong began focusing on bodybuilding at a very young age, training to build his strength and stamina. His dedication to fitness and his willingness to put in the effort were the main reasons for his success. Even though his age would usually stop someone from doing something like this, his determination helped him do what others might think impossible for a child. Pulling a minivan with 8 people inside wasn't just about physical strength, it was also about focus and discipline. Yang Jinlong's amazing feat shows how determination and hard work can break through barriers, even age. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.